Here in northern elsewhere in Riemann and about here talking with Lord Gareshri.
Chimera's parents would be proud of how she has stepped forward in these dark times. Moons, I am proud of her. While Chimera gathers her thoughts, the rest of us have work to do. Tell me, what happened in the palace?
We killed Eurexia, but Nalado died, and the dragons and necromancers are still working together.
You bring news both welcome and grim. But we can neither celebrate a victory nor mourn the good captain until later, I fear. We need to determine why the dragons are willing to associate with wielders of dark magic.
I heard them mention a moon gate to the southwest. Colgron seemed interested in the place.
Could they be interested in the moon gate of Anequina? It lies in that direction. I wonder if this pertains to Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elaborate. Maybe you can help Tharn find out more.
I'll help Abner Tharn determine the significance of Euraxia's final order.
Even now, Abner Tharn searches through the documents in the royal study, seeking information concerning this final order. Despite his show of indifference, Euraxia was his half-sister. Her death is bound to affect him. I suggest that you tread warily.
You're worried about Abner Tharn?
Worried? No. That would imply I had any feelings toward the man whatsoever. I'd say I'm more concerned that his nonchalant attitude toward his sister's death might be hiding his true emotions. I trust that he's here to help, but he's still a Tharn.
Goodbye. Okay, where's Abner? Anybody see him?
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me.
I came to offer my help. Did you find out anything about Euraxia's final order?
I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly.
Tell me about the dictated letter you found.
It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favor for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favor might be.
About your half-sister.
We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final order.
I'll see what I can find.
This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many, many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died.
What should I be looking for again?
Anything pertaining to this so-called final order. While we're looking around, let's see if we can find anything that mentions the dragons, the necromancers, or anything significant. Who knows? We might uncover something unexpectedly helpful.
Goodbye.
Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard?
Alright, let's see what else we got.
Captain Solinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order.
So what was Euraxia's final order?
Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Sorlinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswell Manor and retrieve a report.
Dragon Guard, I don't understand.
Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard.
The last Dragon Guard?
Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswell Manor.
I'll head to Sandswell Manor and find Prefect Kalo as soon as I can.
We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city, on the outskirts of Sandswell Manor.
Do you know anything about Captain Solinia or Prefect Kalo?
Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Sorlinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing.
Goodbye.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragons still darken the skies overhead.
But we need to replenish our forces. I fear there are more battles ahead.
You carry the weight of the kingdom, Chimera, but the crown is not yet yours.
Yes, yes. I must be recognized by the Main and Queen Eren. Which reminds me, has the Dominion sent us any aid?
A few advisors, some gold, but no troops. We are on our own.
Uh-oh. I took down a bit of our health. Uh-oh. Water. Oh, shit.
Senshma.
I can't believe I'm here. Look at this place.
An Imperial garrison housed in a Khajiiti estate. My half-sister spared no expense.
Never yields.
Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Sorlinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I advise caution.
You think we'll have to fight our way in?
I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere inside.
Alright, I'll meet you inside the manor house.
Try not to alert the entire garrison to our presence, and keep an eye out for Captain Sorlinia or anything related to Euraxia's final order. We need to determine where the assassination squad plans to strike if we're going to save the Dragon Guard.
Tell me more about the Dragon Guard.
As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger...
Your age, is that what's bothering you?
I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on. In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
Goodbye.
One of Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
What up, streamers? Just getting a final order quest in.
You don't want to do this.
There's always more to do.
How good of you to join me. Let's talk. We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for very long.
You really like to show off your magic, don't you?
This projection, a simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, he's been arrested.
Why would the Euraxians arrest one of their own officers?
That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmen, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order.
Where are they holding Prefect Kalo?
Kalo's probably being held on one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard and Sorlinia's orders. Wait a moment. I'm about to have company. I'll find my way to you as soon as I can.
Alright, I'll try to find Prefect Kalo. Thought he was supposed to be in the dungeon down here. Just not.
Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won. Burn!
The hell?
Interesting. You're not one of Euraxia's mercenaries.
Hmm.
I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume, so if you'd open my cell?
How do you know who I am?
It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmen. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, about this door?
First tell me why they locked you in that cell.
I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin.
So why lock you up now?
I refused a direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free.
Seem unusually willing to cooperate with an ally of the rightful Khajiit queen.
I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs.
Tell me about Captain Solinia.
She burst into my office with orders from Euraxia, demanded I provide soldiers to support her assassination squad, then commanded that I turn over my file on this so-called last Dragon Guard. I politely refused both requests, and she had me arrested.
What's an assassination squad?
An elite unit of mercenaries. They're rabid dogs that Euraxia points at her enemies. They like to kill, and they're extremely good at it. With the urging of the dragons, she pointed them at their current target, the so-called last Dragon Guard.
That was Euraxia's final order? She issued it right before I killed her?
Well, that puts a new spin on the situation. Solinia took my file. Then she and her soldiers went to assassinate this supposed last Dragon Guard to appease Euraxia's dragon allies. There's a copy of the file in my office, but I suggest you hurry.
So Euraxia wasn't sent to conquer Rimmen?
Conquer Rimmen? Euraxia was sent on imperial business to a province that owed us fealty. There was no reason to conquer a place we historically controlled. No. She decided to make her own play for power while Emperor Varen was otherwise engaged.
And you went along with that?
It was complicated. Look, our quick visit turned into an invasion. Euraxia contracted an army of Nibonese mercenaries to back her up. And then the Emperor disappeared and his empire collapsed. We were stuck here without orders or assistance.
What can you tell me about the Dragon Guard?
Not much. I never got around to reviewing the report. You can read it yourself in my office. For some reason, this rumor of a last Dragon Guard inspired Euraxia's ire. Maybe because the legends say they were once renowned dragon hunters?
Goodbye. Thought it was up here.
I see you found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars.
Ah, there you are. And I see you've captured Prefect Kalo. I presume he surrendered without a fight?
Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassination squad?
Us? Why would you want to help stop the assassination of the Dragon Guard?
As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of Northern Elsewhere. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, have you forgotten about the dragons?
What about the dragons?
The dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Dragon Guard. Do you know where he is?
The report suggests the last Dragon Guard is hiding in an Akaviri shrine in the Scar.
Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmen, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches.
Okay.
Torch it!
For High Isle.
Okay, the Stitches.
That's the end of that.
1.8 south, due south. And we don't really have a telly. We could go over to here. Oh, here.
Tarn sent Samarak to assist you against the Euraxian officers Saulinia and her assassins. The locals say that a group matching their description passed through here a short time ago. Tarn explained that we seek a hidden Akaviri shrine.
So, Linnea has orders to kill someone they believe is the last Dragon Guard.
Saulinia, the assassin who murdered King Hemakar and Queen Numara. Zamarak heard that name often on the day of Euraxia's coup. Perhaps this one can finally get justice for the royal family.
Did you face Captain Saulinia back then?
No. Zamorak was guarding Kamira that day. We were far from the palace. Anyway, this one learned that the local crime lord provided Saulinia with guides who know the Scar well. We must hurry if we hope to catch them.
Let's go stop the assassination squad.
The Scar can be a treacherous place, Five Claw, even without the addition of a Nibonese assassination squad. We need to hurry, but we should also proceed with caution.
Tell me about your time as the King's Claw.
King Hamilcar saw something in Zamorak. He specifically requested this one during a visit to the Desert Wind. Zamorak set aside his studies and devotions to become the King's Claw. I pledged my life to keep the royal family safe.
But you weren't able to stop Euraxia from killing the royal family?
No. Kamira wanted to visit the Desert Wind Adeptorium. This one was tasked to guard her. So, Zamorak was not in the palace when Euraxia and her troops arrived. They were welcomed as emissaries of the Emperor. But they were lions about to pounce.
At least you were able to get Kamira to safety.
A small success in an avalanche of failure. Guilt consumed Zamorak because he lived and the royal family died. So this one exiled himself from the land he loved and traveled the world. This one sought... what? Peace. Forgiveness. Something.
What should I know before we enter the Scar?
The Scar was carved across the face of an Equina in the ancient past. Some say Kunzari is responsible. Others that Alkosh himself marked the land with his claws. Things live in the deepest cracks and crevices that we would do well to avoid.
What about Abner Tharn sent you to help me? Why did Abner Tharn send
Truthfully, Zamorak almost refused when Tharn gave the order. This one has only just reclaimed the mantle of King's Claw and was reluctant to leave Queen Kamira's side. But you needed help, and Zamorak was best suited to aid you in this endeavor.
Did Abner Tharn present Prefect Callow to Kamira?
Yes, but Zamorak isn't sure if anything good will come of their meeting. When this one departed, Queen Kamira and Lord Gareshri were engaged in a heated discussion with Tharn over the risks and benefits of trusting an Imperial.
Goodbye. Okay, so where are we going? This way, west. 200 right here.
Careful where you flaunt your wealth, Walker. You are a tempting
Oh shit.
That was it, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Look, there is a door behind these stones. Is this the place we seek? You have something else to do? That door. Not even all of Zamorak's strength and training can budge a magical barrier. Maybe the pedestal. The pedestal maintains the magical barrier, but Zamorak does not know how.
Find
the Dragon Guard, or his blood won't be the only thing that stains my blade this day.
The assassins. That traps. They stopped some of the assassins, but not all of them. We must be wary.
On my honor!
You can't hide from us forever, Dragon Guard.
You couldn't find an Alphecan alabaster, you Roxian dolt?
Oh, Nikes. There's a lot of traps in here.
Once I select a target, it always dies.
I trained to fight dragons. This isn't going to end the way you expect.
This one can mend your wounds.
Earn it!
Now, Dragon Guard, you and your order die. Oh, good. More blood to spill.
I refuse to die. Near
You're like the hero of a fantastic tale.
Maybe
And
now
I get to
the
ride
royal
with you.
family can rest in peace. Thank you, Five Claw. With Saulinia dead, maybe the royal family can finally rest in peace. The Dragon Guard ran